Hey, my name is Brian Martinez. I'm working as the caseworker for Georgia's case. I believe it's case number 1234. I'm here at the facility and work as a caseworker. I'm new to her case specifically, but we have been having multiple patients with similar symptoms, diagnosis, and kind of situations as her. So I'm assigned to her case and multiple other cases similar to hers. I'm also working as the team lead for her case and her treatment. So, a little background on Georgia. She came to the facility. She's been here for more than a few years. I think they said about 3 years. And basically came just because family wasn't able to continue to care for her. And she had become a little bit too much for them to be able to care for on a daily basis. Georgia is pretty high functioning. She's able to handle the majority of her um, daily needs and what seems to be basic functions. She feeds herself with no issues. Basic hygiene and cleanliness are not a problem. And she actually is not in a full care setting. She is a resident of the assisted living portion. So she has her own residence and is capable of managing the majority of her own things. There are caretakers and aides that will assist her on a day to day basis, but she does not need the full contact type of care that we would normally see in a convalescent or assisted or a convalescent facility. So she does enjoy socialization. She has no real issues as far as that, carrying on a conversation. Her verbalization and communication skills seem to be fine and adequate. At this point, she doesn't seem to struggle too much with finding the words, so there doesn't seem to be a cognitive issue regarding her speech. However, she does seem to cycle through appearing more distant or withdrawn, and that's been noted by staff and aides and the care workers that are here at the facility, and also something that family has mentioned to us, saying that that has progressed over the last few years, that they've seen it getting worse. So basically, she's coming into more care because she seems to be having harder times with some things that are basically over the last 6 months. Basic skills, she seems to be more forgetful and having a harder time identifying certain individuals. She can pull out parts of her memory or her past, but struggles with certain periods of time. She'll often misplace people in the timeline of her life and misrepresent maybe a grandson as a son, just because she's missed that gap. So, um, though she does not have a specific diagnosis, she seems to be dealing with mild cognitive impairment over the last few months and beginning to show signs of Alzheimer's. She does not have a family history of dementia or Alzheimer's that we know of. So, as we begin to look forward for what is possible for Georgia, we would be looking at basically just basic care for her to make sure she's not missing anything and make sure there's no safety issues for her personal safety and safety for the staff as well. We would be looking at a medication regimen, maybe a cholinesterase inhibitor like Aricept would be possible to try out. There are some adverse side effects with those, so we would just monitor those and just be in close contact with family to see what they desire. There's also some new treatments with EMDR for patients with Alzheimer's or dementia, and could also possibly help with some of the depression that may become associated with the Alzheimer's, as she has the periods where she struggles with not being able to remember or things like that. So those are some considerations. All of these will be discussed with family and decided upon as a group, what they feel is best for her. Family does have power of attorney, and they do understand that issues with Alzheimer's is a progressive issue, and that the possibility of her regaining or improving is minimal to none. However, with medication and treatment, we may possibly be able to slow the process. Um, she does not have a definitive diagnosis, so though the prognosis normally is around 12 years for a lifespan after a diagnosis. Like I said, we don't have a definitive, but we're running on the timeline of about 6 months ago, where we feel like that was probably the beginning of it. Any further questions, you can go ahead and email me. Again, it's Brian Martinez. Thank you.